Hello once again. So if we're looking at this question 12, give the letter and name of the part that contracts to change the shape of the lens. We just come across it. Which one contracts? Will be A, ciliary muscles. Controls the amount of light that enters the eye. Name and letter and name of the part that controls the amount of light. So the one that controls the amount of light is C, iris. Which one is protected by the conjunctiva? Remember I said to you conjunctiva is a membrane that is found over your cornea. It'll be D, cornea. Study diagram 1 and diagram 2. What process is responsible for the change in the shape of the part E? Part E. Oh, part E went from thin, less biconvex to more biconvex. So what would be responsible for the change in the shape of part E will be the distance of the object from the eye. So here the object will be brought close to the eye, therefore the lens will become more biconvex. That is near vision. What process is responsible? By the way, the object will be brought closer, but the process is accommodation. Which diagram 1 or 2 represents the state of the eye when a person is reading a book? Reading a book is close to you, near vision, of course, it's diagram 2. Is that okay, darlings? Now let's look at this particular question here. This tests whether you know that with bright light, your pupil gets small, with dim light, your pupil gets larger, and if your pupil stays the same size, means the intensity of light was the same, it didn't change. So if the intensity of the light remained the same, the size of the pupil would be the same. If you go into an area with bright light, then the pupil gets small. If you go into an area with dim light, the pupil will get larger. And who does that? It's not who, what does that? It is the iris, using its circular and radial muscle. The graph below shows the changes in diameter of the pupil. Remember, the pupil is a circle of the human eye. Now, if you notice from there to there, the diameter of the pupil was the same. So that means from there to there, the light intensity was the same. Then you see the diameter pupil went from 6 down to 2. So that means a pupil became smaller and smaller and smaller. So when does a pupil become small? In bright light. So that means here, most probably the light was being moved closer and closer to the eye. So the eye was experiencing a brighter and brighter light. And then the size of the pupil became bigger and bigger. So it was moved away from the eye until the size of the pupil remained constant again. Which structure in the human eye is responsible for the changes? It is the iris. Your pupil may change. The size of the pupil change, but what is responsible for the change in the pupil is the iris. Okay? During which period of time was a person moving from dim light to bright light? Now, from dim light to bright light, from dim light it was big, bright light it was small. So which period of time was it big and then moving towards, what did we say? Dim light to bright light. Which period of time? Yeah. So from there to there. So if you look here, from the 20th second to the 30th second. So here is where it was brightest. Are you with me? Okay. Describe the changes that took place in the eye that led to the diameter change from 30 to 35. Oh, 30 it was there, small. 35 it was bigger. So when does it become bigger? It becomes bigger, my darling, in dim light. So you would say from 30 to 35, the diameter of the pupil increased. Why? Because the DRC, the radial muscles of the iris contract, the circular muscles of the iris relax, the pupil gets larger to allow more light to enter into the eye. 3 marks. Draw a label diagram of the front view of the eye to show the exact size of the pupil at 20 seconds. Front view of the eye, my darlings, let's try drawing the front view of the eye, and then we will say, babies, of course my drawing would be like horrendous, but it's okay. Axis, we're trying to get a curve, so let's go back. We're not getting a curve there. Okay, so if that is the front view of the eye, right? It's not going to be like that in the nose. It's going to be, oh my goodness, let me just take that eraser. Okay, and then your pupil that you're going to draw your iris inside of that. You're going to draw your iris inside of that. And you're going to draw your pupil. Now, what size will be the pupil, my babies? Let's see what size will be the pupil. 20 seconds. So 20 seconds go up, it was 6 millimeters. So you would draw a circle for the iris and draw a little circle in the center with a 6 millimeter diameter. That's what you would do. So if I can access that, let me see if I can access, there we go. We have accessed it. And let me see where we are. So those were the answers on genetic process. So we're looking at the eye, my darlings. Can you remember that was a motor neuron accommodation? There we go. So there's this particular answer. So this is the front view of the eye, as you see in person. So there's your iris. Now you didn't have to show your radial and circular muscles. By the way, the circular muscles are in circles. It's a no-brainer. And the radial muscles are the one coming like that. You can just call that iris. The white part of the eye is the cornea. There's the pupil, but the pupil must be 6 millimeters. The pupil must be 6 millimeters. Okay, my babies. So let's go back and find our question paper. And even if we cannot find it, my babies, let's go to new show and go to the question paper, which we have lost. But that's okay. That's all right for the moment. That's all right. Let's just go back here. Darlings, let's go back here. And please bear in mind, here there is no caption, but don't hesitate to put in a caption. All right. Here they gave you any 2 correct labels. Your pupil must be 6 millimeters and you must show the front view of the eye. With that, my darlings, that's looking at the eye for you. And when I next see you in the next video, we will be looking at the ear. God bless until I see you again.